entitled Four Chambers, Love. The show design is by Andrew Bugash. The color guard design is by Hannah Ernest, and the music is by Keith Poulin. Some other things to mention: this year's band has 6 senior members: Claire Chang, Michael DeMarco, Ian K. Hinde, Olivia Cranack, Allie Reed, and Sarah Roth. The Methacton Warrior Marching Band has performed at the Outback Bowl in Tampa, Florida, where they were the National Field Show champion, and at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, where they were the National Field Show runner-up in 2nd place.
All right, hello and welcome to the live stream of the Methacton football game. Right now, the marching band has taken the field. The band is under the direction of Mr. Jeffrey McCoach. This year's production is titled Four Chambers, Love. The show design is by Andrew Bugash. The color guard design is by Hannah Ernest, and the music is by Keith Poulin. This year's band has 6 senior members: Claire Chang, Michael DeMarco, Ian K. Hinde, Olivia Cranack, Allie Reed, and Sarah Roth. The Methacton Warrior Marching Band has performed at the Outback Bowl in Tampa, Florida, where they were the National Field Show champion, and at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, where they were the National Field Show runner-up in 2nd place. Enjoy the performance.
Let's have another hand for the Methacton Warrior Marching Band. Let's have another hand for the Methacton Warrior Marching Band. Turning the microphone on.
OJR is up.
Great job by the Methacton Warrior Marching Band. As they leave the field, we'll let you know that we'll be back at 6:55 for the pregame and our national anthem.
as the 1-0 Warriors take on the 1-0 Wildcats from OJ Roberts. As the Methacton Warrior Marching Band plays our national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to Methacton High School Stadium for the Warriors 2020 football home opener. My name is Brad Wolf and I'm excited to bring you tonight's Pioneer Athletic Conference matchup between Methacton and the OJ Roberts Wildcats. It's a battle of two unbeaten teams tonight as the Warriors and Wildcats sit atop the pack standings with records of 1-0. Methacton comes into the game riding high after pulling out a thrilling last-minute victory over Upper Perk 18-12 last week. The Warriors took their first lead of the game, 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, on a 14-yard touchdown pass from senior quarterback Mike Marola to senior wide receiver Justin Gumieni. Upper Perk staged a last-ditch comeback attempt, but their final play came just short of finding pay dirt when the Warriors' senior linebacker Jude Wozniak made a game-saving tackle at the 3-yard line. Meanwhile, the Wildcats dominated their home opener, defeating Boyertown by a score of 37-7. Junior Avery Grimm rushed for 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, and senior wide receiver Christian Grossi had 154 total yards and a touchdown for OJR. Players are now taking the field. Methacton will receive, as the coin toss was done pregame, and OJ Roberts will be kicking off. Couple injuries to update you on here before we get going. Last week, the Warriors' Matt Blakemore was injured near the end of the game against Upper Perk. Had to be helped off the field. We're happy to report that he is doing better, was out on the field warming up, and will be playing tonight. On the OJR side, senior quarterback Matt Catrone did not play last week, didn't play quarterback last week, as he was dealing with an issue that affected the way he threw the ball. Looked like pregame he was out on the field throwing well, so we would expect him to be under center tonight, but we'll see when the Wildcats go out on offense. A little bit of a discussion here with the Methacton coaching staff before we get underway. It's a beautiful night here at Methacton High School Stadium. The sun is just set. Very pretty horizon out in the distance, and it's a perfect weather for football here tonight. From what I understand, this will be the first time we've streamed a Methacton football game online. There may be a couple bumps along the way, but we'll do our best to show you Warriors football wherever you happen to be tonight. And after everything that's gone on so far this year, you can bet the Warriors are happy to get back out on their home turf under the lights on Friday night. Officials seem to be ready to go here. And the Wildcats line up for the kickoff. It'll be number 9, PJ DePori, sending it deep for the Wildcats. And we are underway in the Methacton's home opener. Ball is fumbled, picked up, brought to the near side, where Wildcats make the tackle right around the 20-yard line. Looks like there might have been a fumble at the end of the play as well. And OJR has recovered. That was junior Caden Smith on the return for Methacton.
Fumble recovered by the Wildcats on the Warriors' 19-yard line.
The Wildcats will take over. Inauspicious start here for the Warriors here as they turn over on the first play of the game.
Oh, that worked out well.
Oh, but there is a penalty. Holding on the kicking team, and that is going to change things here. We'll see if they back him up or give Methacton the ball here, waiting for the officials to sort it out. We had a great performance by the Methacton marching band before the game, and it's also senior night here for the Methacton cheerleaders. They're defending District 1 champs, and at halftime we will be honoring each of the senior cheerleaders. Methacton coached by Dave Lotier in his third season at the helm of the Warriors. OJ Roberts coached by head coach Rich Kolka. Officials are still trying to sort things out here. It'll give us a chance to look at today's keys to the game. Well, we won't look at them because we don't have on-screen graphics, but we will tell you them. The OJR ground game is one thing to keep an eye on tonight, and OJR will maintain possession here after the penalty. They have I guess they did not enforce the penalty as the ball stays at the 19-yard line. Take the snap. It's a jet sweep. This is exactly how the Wildcats started the last game. Give goes to Christian Grossi. He scampered 45 yards for a touchdown on the opening possession for the Wildcats last week. Methacton did a nicer job tonight to stop him after a gain of just 8.
Second down on the 22-yard line.
Sorry. Gain of 3. Direct snap now, and it is quarterback take up the middle. He gains the first down to about the 7-yard line. It is Matt Catrone under center for the Wildcats.
Matt Catrone with the first down for the Wildcats.
That'll set up a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for the Wildcats. As I was saying, one of the keys to the game is the OJR ground game. They ran for nearly 300 yards last week and 5 touchdowns against Boyertown. And the jet sweeps were particularly effective, so keep an eye on the wide receivers going in motion and taking the handoff here. Give goes to running back Avery Grimm. He takes it to the left side. Gain of a couple.
He's on the 8. Number 2, Avery. Is he? No. Yeah, 8.
Number 2, Avery Grimm, carry to the Methacton 8-yard line.
What the heck? So wait. It's 2nd and 5, right?
Should be 2nd and 2nd and a long 4.
Okay.
Catrone operating out of the shotgun here. 4 seconds left on the play clock. Give goes up the middle again to Grimm. He bounces it outside, breaks a couple tackles, and heads for the pylon. It looks like he fumbled it through the end zone. Oh, they give him the touchdown there as he hit the pylon before he lost control of the ball. Acton was hoping for a touchback there on the fumble at the goal line, but it will be a touchdown for Avery Grimm.
Avery Grimm with the carry.
So you've seen firsthand that OJR ground game on their first possession here, pounding it away and taking it down for the touchdown. Carson Johnson lines it up for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and it is no good, wide left. So with 10 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the first quarter, OJ Roberts has a 6-0 lead. Methacton will regroup here and try to handle this kickoff better. The other key to the game that I was trying to get to before was the Methacton offense. Obviously, sometimes it's as simple as putting points on the board, and that's the question here today, of how they can score against this OJR defense. The Wildcats held Boyertown below 80 yards last week, and the last 2 times O&J Roberts and Methacton have met have both been shutouts for the Wildcats. However, Methacton showed last week that they aren't afraid to spread things out and take shots down the field, and having some early success in the passing game could open things up for Methacton running back Justin Carfree. So Methacton is out to return the kick here. Matt Blakemore back on the near side. It looks like it might be Justin Carfree on the far side. Once again, PJ Rapori with the kickoff for Wildcats. Sends it short on the near side, near the sideline. Blakemore decides to take it, doesn't go out of bounds, and he is brought down right around the 24-yard line.
Matthew Blakemore with the return for the Methacton Warriors to the 18-yard line. First and 10, Warriors.
You'll notice the Methacton players wearing pink socks and some other pink gear, gloves and such today in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And now we'll have Methacton's first offensive play of the game. Senior quarterback Mike Marola in the shotgun. And the pass comes out near side to freshman DJ Bollinger. Ball was incomplete, but there was a flag on the play.
Incomplete pass, flag on the play.
Bollinger is the lone freshman on the roster. And it looks like we have a chop block on Methacton. Yeah. So that is going to back up the Warriors. Try to work through some starting lineups here for you. On the offensive line for the Warriors, it's Mario Diodesi, Tommy Dickinson, Dan Meyer, Brian Stagliano, and Quinn Shields. We'll get you the rest of them after this play as Marola takes the snap and the handoff goes to Justin Carfree up the middle. Met by a couple Wildcats and taken down right at the 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Wildcats. At receiver, senior Justin Gumieni, junior Matt Blakemore, junior Brian Dickey, along with running back senior Justin Carfree, fullback Ryan Cassidy, and Mike Marola, the quarterback. Marola takes the snap and drops back, surveys the field, has to move out of the pocket to the near side, looking for somebody, can't find anybody, and throws it out of bounds. Good coverage downfield there by the Wildcats. Marola might have been looking for Brian Dickey down the far side of the field, but he was covered. On the defensive side for OJR, Austin Ramsey, Francis McCoy. On the defensive line, along with Christian Gregory and Liam Meacham. At linebacker, Avery Grimm, Ashton Shroom, you'll hear his name quite a bit. He made a number of tackles last week. And Ryan Lewiski. Marola drops back. And he fires deep. He's got a receiver open at the 45, and he goes up and almost makes a great grab. It was Justin Gumieni. Jump ball. There is a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Flag on the field.
As Marola loaded up and went deep on 3rd and 18. We'll see what the call is. Looks like the call will be offensive pass interference, and the punt team is coming onto the field for Methacton.
This guy's still showing third down.
So 4th and 18. Methacton will punt. And it will be Mike Marola handling the punt duties, I believe, for Methacton. Back to return Dante DiNardo and Avery Grimm for the Wildcats. So Methacton not able to get much going on their first offensive possession. They are backed all the way up now inside their 10-yard line.
We call that is that the 9? It's like 8.
Methacton coaching staff not happy with the call. Oh, it's a short, low punt to the near side. Bounces a couple times across the 40 to the 45. No return, and it will be down by Methacton at their own 47-yard line.
Punt is down on Methacton, 47 yards, no return.
And the Methacton defense will take the field. Once again, we didn't get a chance to give you their starters, but we'll do that now. We have senior on the defensive line, senior Mario Diadesi, sophomore Josh Kenkro, senior Ryan Cassidy, and senior Dan Meyer anchor the defensive line. The linebackers, Jude Wozniak in the middle, along with Chris Augustine and Joe Carfrey on either side. We'll get you the secondary after this play. Catrone again in the shotgun, and the handoff goes to Avery Grimm, right up the middle. Gain of about 2. Maybe just 1 to the 46-yard line. And the secondary for Methacton, number 26 senior Sean Connor at cornerback, along with number 12 Justin Gumieni, and the safeties Matt Blakemore and Brian Dickey. On the offensive line, on the other side of the ball for OJR, we have Josh Phobia, Alex Karnbach, Richie Nathan, Liam Meacham, and tackle sophomore Austin Ramsey. You'll see him out there. He is 6'5" and listed at 317, so they might look to run behind him quite a bit today. Wide receivers are Christian Grossi, Dante DiNardo, and Aston Shroom, along with running back Avery Grimm, whose name you've already heard, as he scored the first touchdown of the game. 5 wide receivers now for OJR. It's a screen pass to the far side to Christian Grossi, who is brought down after a gain of just a couple.
Christian Gross with the reception for the Wildcats for a gain of 3. 1.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
3rd down.
For the Wildcats is the Methacton defense trying to force a 3 and out here. Morrow drops back and rolls out. He's looking for downfield, but that ball bounces and is incomplete down at the 45-yard line. Intended receiver was again Christian Grossi, but Jude Wozniak was there along with Justin Gumieni. And the Warriors will force OJR to punt here. OJR up 6-0 with 7:41 to play here in the first quarter. It'll be Matt Blakemore back to return the kick for Methacton. Ball is in the air, and it's going to take a Methacton bounce to sideways and out of bounds at the 14-yard line, which is where senior Mike Marola will take over.
Methacton takes over, 1st down. We'd like to remind everyone
Couple notes here from Methacton Sports going on. Methacton girls tennis team is now 3-1 after a 7-0 win today versus Upper Perk. After losing their first match of the season to defending PAC champ Springford, the team bounced back with 2 wins this week. Actually 3 if you include today's. They smoked Boyertown 7-0 on Tuesday and defeated OJR 5-2 Wednesday before today's 7-0 win against Upper Perk. New additions to the team, Alice Liang, a sophomore, and Hannah Nuam, a freshman, are helping lead the team. Warriors fans may remember that Hannah's older sister represented Methacton and came in second in states in the doubles tournament a couple years ago. Freshman Lauren Montgomery rounds out the singles lineup as the Warriors' third singles player. Looks like we have a timeout on the field. Methacton takes the timeout to make sure they get things right here as they take over on their own 14-yard line.
Timeout Methacton.
This is the 14th meeting between Methacton and OJR. OJR holds an 8-5 advantage all time, including winning the last 3 matchups. Methacton's last win against the Wildcats came in 2016 by a score of 14-12. And Methacton fans will remember that game as a big night from running back Ryan O'Toole. He had 109 yards and a score on the ground, along with 99 receiving yards and another touchdown through the air. Methacton back on the field now. They go with 2 receivers to the near side, and it's handoff up the middle to Justin Carfrey. Carries a couple yards to maybe the 16.5-yard line.
To the Methacton 21-yard line. 16-yard line.
Methacton bringing in some extra blocking help there to help open some holes for Carfrey. Same formation here. Carfrey to the right of Marola in the shotgun. And the give goes again to Carfrey. He breaks 1 tackle at the line and muscles his way forward out to almost the 19-yard line there. Good run by Carfrey. He is called an 18-yard line. He's about a yard and a half short of a first down here. Set up a 3rd and short for Methacton.
Justin Carfrey to the Methacton 23-yard line.
See if the Warriors can convert this 3rd and short. Receiver in motion. He gets the ball. It's around the near side. Couple Wildcats there just try to make the stop, and it's going to depend on the spot here.
Carried by number 15.
That give was to Tyler Whale Casper. The spot is going to be short of the first down line by about a foot. So again, it's Marola into punt for Methacton. And DiNardo and Grimm back to return for the Wildcats. Ooh, it's a high snap. They had trouble with special team snaps last week. It's a high punt. Marola gets it off. Bounces short of the 40-yard line and takes a Wildcats bounce. It's forced forward, and Methacton is thinking the ball was touched by the Wildcats. Let's see the call here. I've already had a couple spots of confusion with the officials early in this game. Some interesting plays between the fumbled kickoff. And now it looks like it will be Wildcats ball right at the 39-yard line.
Punt is down by the Methacton Warriors at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcats.
So the Methacton defense back onto the field. This will be the 3rd drive for the O&J Roberts, all starting in Methacton territory. They'll take this one at the 32-yard line. Methacton was able to hold them to a 3-and-out on the last possession. Let's see what they can do here. 5:48 to go in the first quarter. And we have Michael Reed into the game at quarterback now for the Wildcats. Mentioned before the game that he took the majority of the snaps last week, as we have a false start on the Wildcats that'll back them up 5 yards to the 37. It'll be 1st and 15 from that point. Yeah, we mentioned that senior Matt Catrone was dealing with a injury to his throwing arm. So Reed comes into the game now. We'll see if they alternate them throughout the game or if Reed is going to be the man here for the rest of the game. 4 wideouts tight here for OJR, and it's another jet sweep, and it's Christian Grossi around the far side. Flag is thrown, and he is brought down right at the 31-yard line.
Number 11, Christian Grossi, flag on the play.
See what the call is. It is going to be a hold on OJR, so that will back them up again. It's going to be a 1st and 25 now for the Wildcats. They are not moving in the right direction. Last week against Upper Perk, the safeties got a lot of work from Methacton. It was Matthew Blakemore with 15 tackles, including 8 solo tackles, and junior Brian Dickey with 11 tackles, including 1 for a loss. See if they can make a big play here now on 1st and 25 for the Wildcats. Reed takes the snap, looks across the middle, and it's intercepted. It's Jude Wozniak with the pick. At the 45-yard line, he brings it across midfield and is taken down by a whole gang of Wildcats at the Wildcats' 48-yard line. Big play there by the Methacton defense, and they come off the field fired up. As the first big break of the game for Methacton, let's see if they can capitalize on it. Wozniak had 5 tackles last week, and now the interception here today. The senior and one of the leaders of this Methacton defense. So Methacton will take over at the OJR 48-yard line. Brian Cassidy goes in motion. Fake handoff, and it's a Marola takes it up the middle. He's got a lot of space. There is a flag on the far side. He takes it all the way down to the 30. It'll be an 18-yard gain for Marola. Let's see what the flag is. Nice run there by Marola on a fake handoff. Cut through the middle of the OJR defense. And that is on Methacton. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what signal the ref just made, but it was a penalty. And that's going to nullify, unfortunately, a really nice run by Mike Marola. Backs them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 back on their own side of the field. You know, I have a whole chart of different ref motions, and he made not one of the ones I have on my chart. Marola takes the shotgun snap, fires it near side. It's Matthew Blakemore with the reception. And back across the 50-yard line, down to the 45-yard line. It's like a 7-yard gain there for Methacton. They have some momentum now. Last week, Blakemore had 1 catch for 13 yards, but it was a big one as it was a touchdown in the win against Upper Perk. Marola gives to Justin Carfrey, who's got a big hole up the middle, breaks to the second level, and now he's fighting his way through the secondary down to the 25-yard line. 20-yard run there for Justin Carfrey. Biggest play of the game for Methacton. And they have some energy now after a slow start Be 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Marola operating exclusively out of the shotgun here. Give goes to Carfrey again, but he is met in the backfield by several Wildcats. And he is dropped for a loss of about 2.
There's a loss of 2 yards on play.
All right, Marola has his team down and set. 4 wide receivers for the Warriors. Several Wildcats came untouched through the line there. Looked like they may have been trying to set up a screen, but the short pass was incomplete, almost intercepted by OJR. They were lucky that that was not picked, as it was up for grabs. It'll be 3rd and 11 now for Methacton at the 27-yard line. 3:23 to go here in the first quarter, with the Wildcats leading 6-0. Brian Dickey and Matthew Blakemore split out to the far side. Justin Gumieni to the near side. And Marola rolls out to the far side, and he was looking for Dickey, and incomplete, little out of his grasp, but he was blanketed by Anthony Villarosa. Chris Augustine now into the game for Methacton. They are going to go for it here on 4th and 11 from the Wildcats' 27-yard line. So Marola, see what the Wildcats can do here. He's signaling to the far side. Make sure the formation's right. He drops back, looking down the field. He's got Augustine, like I said, just came into the game, and it's good pass defense there by the Wildcats. There were 2 defenders. And that will be incomplete. And it'll be the Wildcats taking over at their own 27-yard line. So this will be by far the worst field position OJR has had so far in this game. First time they've started in their own territory, and they're backed at their own 27. And it is Matt Catrone back into the game at quarterback for the Wildcats, so they appear to be maybe alternating series here at quarterback. And that is a false start on the Wildcats that'll back them up 5 yards. So after the quick score to start the game, after taking over on the opening kickoff, Wildcats haven't been able to get as much going on offense. Methacton defense playing much better here. 4 wide receivers now for the Wildcats, 3 to the far side. Catrone looked like he wanted to run the option there, and he kept it. Gained maybe a couple yards out to the 29-yard line.
Number 10, Matthew Catrone. Flag on the play.
There is a flag, and we've had plenty of those here early. It's going to be holding on OJR.
On OJR.
We'll back them up even further. This is going to be 1st down and 22 as they are backed up half the distance there at their own 15-yard line. Wildcats, again, second drive in a row, they're not going in the right direction. See if the Warriors can take advantage of that. Give goes up the middle to Avery Grimm. Another flag comes in, but he is taken down in the backfield for loss of
5. Flag on the play.
Loss of a couple yards there. Let's see what the flag is. That is a face mask on Methacton.
Face mask on Methacton. It's the ball on the 20-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 17 now for O&J Roberts from their 20-yard line. As it seems we've had more plays with penalty flags tonight than we have without them. Trone under center. Methacton's defensive line pointing at the OJR offensive line. And that is going to be another false start.
O.J. Roberts.
And maybe we'll get a play here that actually gets to go off without a penalty, but that'll be 1st and 22 now.
1st and 22.
Ball back at the 15-yard line now.
How many consecutive first down?
All right, we line up for the next penalty. Sorry, I mean the next play. Motion here for OJR. Handoff goes to Avery Grimm again up the middle. And he is met by a crowd of Methacton tacklers and brought down right at the 20-yard line. And we made it through without a flag. No Bronx cheer from the sparse crowd here in the Methacton High School Stadium, who are all socially distanced, very responsibly sitting about 6 feet apart on the near side. You can't see them, nobody on the far side, but we have a few parents in attendance here tonight. Trone now in the shotgun. And the give goes again to Avery Grimm. This is a sweep around the left side. He is forced down and near out of bounds for a gain of about 5 there. It'll be 2nd and 12. As the clock now ticks under a minute to go here in the first quarter. It's been a long quarter with all the penalties. Jude Wozniak on the tackle there. This will likely be the last play of the quarter. It's a 3rd and 12 here for the Wildcats. Methacton looking to hold them and get the ball back to start the second quarter. Fake pass, and now he unloads it deep down the right side. It was intended for senior Dante DiNardo, but it was a little far out of his reach. Pass defense by Brian Dickey and Justin Gumieni also on that side of the field. So OJR will send in the kicking unit, as we will get one more play this quarter. .9 seconds to play as the special teams unit lines up on the field. By this point in last week's game, OJR had a pretty large lead over Boyertown, so Methacton has withstood the initial thrust there. Partially self-inflicted, but the punt goes out of bounds just inside, just after midfield, 48-yard line there, and that's where the Warriors will take over. We mentioned these two teams are at the top of the pack standings right now. The other team also 1-0 is Springford. So they won their opener as well. And this week we also learned that 4 Frontier Division schools look like they're going to have some fall football as well. Methacton now 1st and 10 from the Wildcats 48. The give goes to Carfree, but he is dropped in the backfield for a loss. At the 49, it's a loss of 3 yards.
Justin Carfree will carry for a loss of 3 yards. 2nd down, ball on the
And that'll do it for the first quarter here from Methacton. It is OJR 6, Warriors 0, but Methacton has the ball.
Methacton Warriors 0.
Methacton girls golf team clinched the regular season PAC title this week. Shout out to Riley Thomas on the Warriors girls team, who qualified for the District 1 championship by finishing in second place, shooting a 75, one shot off the lead in the PAC girls championship at Gilbertsville. On the boys side, 4 players qualified for districts. It was Jeff Cooper, Colin Meyer, Andrew Lasecki, and Jason Rieger all earned spots, along with the Methacton team earning an overall berth as well. Boys golf is off to a 5-0 start in this shortened season. And Methacton takes the field here to get the second quarter underway. Marola takes the snap, fires out to the far side. It was Brian Dickey. Slipped through his hand, incomplete on the wide receiver screen.
Brings up 3rd down and 13.
3rd and 13 now for the Warriors as wide receiver DJ Bollinger comes into the game. Ryan Cassidy subs out as the Warriors will probably go with a spread attack here on 3rd and long. And that's what they do. They have 2 receivers to each side. Justin Carfree in the backfield. And Marola drops back, looks downfield. He had a receiver. It was Bollinger on the near side. Ball was a little short. Tough grab there, and it is incomplete, bringing up a 4th down. And the punting unit comes back onto the field for the Warriors.
Incomplete pass intended for DJ Bollinger.
There was a high snap on the first punt by Marola. That was something that troubled Methacton last week as a snap went over the head of the punter for a safety. It was a punt out of the end zone, and Upper Perk got 2 points on the safety on that play. So let's see if they've, I'm sure they were practicing that this week. Good snap there. Marola gets the punt off with some pressure, and it goes out of bounds. Looks like at the right around the 35-yard line as the referees get to the spot.
35-yard line.
35-yard line, so that's where OJR will take over here. So neither team has got much going here on offense. Unable to sustain drives to this point. The only scoring we have was that first possession of the game where the Wildcats took over deep in Methacton territory and drove in for the touchdown. They hurry to the line now. Trying to see who's in at quarterback. It is Catrone again, and he pitches it out wide to Grimm, who slips down. 6-yard gain to the 41-yard line.
To the O.J. Roberts 42-yard line. 39-yard line.
Got a favorable spot for Methacton there. They put it down at the 39, where it will be 2nd and 6. 2 wide receivers to the near side here for the Wildcats. Sean Connor on defense, number 26. The give to Grimm, and he is fighting, but taken down by a couple of Methacton players. It's looked like Dan Meyer and
Carried by
Tyler Wheel Casper also in on the tackle.
Third down on the 41-yard line.
Wheel Casper into the game at linebacker now, along with Jude Wozniak and Chris Augustine. 3 wide receivers to the far side here, and that's where Catrone goes, but it is knocked down. Nice play by the Methacton defensive line, as it was Ryan Cassidy with the deflection. Ball back at the 41-yard line now. It'll be 4th down, and the punting unit is on for the Wildcats, so a big defense by Methacton. Forced the punt. Justin Gumieni back to return the punt for Methacton. It's a short punt. Lands at about the 36 and rolls out of bounds down at the 34-yard line. There is a flag on the far side.
Ball is out of bounds at the 34-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
Is a false start on the Wildcats. We'll see if we want them, if Methacton wants them to repunt or take the result of the play. It is declined, so Methacton will take over at the 34. Four receivers in the game for Methacton. And Marola goes under center for the first time this game. He's got Carfrey behind him. Fake handoff to Carfrey. Marola wanted to roll left, and he was met, and now he gets rid of it to the near side. Marola was floundering around in the backfield there as 3 or 4 Wildcats were in pursuit. He was able to get out of the way and get rid of the ball.
Second down and 10 yards.
He wanted to roll out left, but there was a Wildcat defender right there to stop his path. 10:05 to go here in the second quarter. And yet another flag. Officials are earning their money here today. And it's on Methacton. That'll back them up.
Number 7 was right there!
Back to the 20-yard line.
He threw it right over the top of the kid, and he's all the way on the side.
Sure, you can hear the displeasure. Looks like it might be. Looks like they're trying to call intentional grounding here. It looked to me as if Marola was clearly out of the pocket as he evaded numerous Wildcats players, and then he threw it out of bounds. Dave Lotier is not pleased with this.
He's trying so hard. He is legit learning this. Yeah, he's trying so hard. That's so weird.
All right, the penalty is going to stand, and it will be. Looks like 2nd and 25 back at the, in fact, a 19-yard line. That is a tough call against the Warriors, but let's see if they can overcome it here. Marola back in the shotgun now. That under center thing didn't work out so well. Handoff goes to Tyler Wheel Casper. Picks up short gain there into the heart of the Wildcats defense. While Casper comes off the field now and onto the field. Oh, no, he comes back. It's Ryan Cassidy subbing out. 9:37 to go in the first half. Marola looking out to the far side, and it is Wheel Casper who is open. But the pass is incomplete. Anthony Villarosa on the defense of the pass there, and that'll bring up 4th and 23, so clearly Methacton will punt. Roll is back, ready for this long snap. He gets it at about the 5, and the punt goes, lands right at midfield, takes a bounce where it is picked up by Avery Grimm. He faked the handoff, and it is taken down just inside midfield.
Back to the 48-yard line. First down, OJR.
By number 57. And I would tell you who that is if he was on my roster. Wildcats will take over at the Methacton 48-yard line. They hustle to the line. More whistles here as we have a timeout by the Wildcats. 9:12 to play here in the second quarter. This gives me the opportunity to tell you about the Methacton volleyball team. The girls' team has scored a straight set victory over Springford yesterday. 29-27, 25-20, and 26-24 were the scores of those games. Megan Haftel, Allie Hazlitt, Melinda Eglinton, Mandy Baldwin, Andrea Santangelo, Emma Ginther, and Maddie Roth all made big contributions in the Warriors' 3-0 shutout of the Rams. Earlier in the week, Methacton also ran the table on Pottsgrove as that team is 3-0 and in first place for the pack.
Brad, after you read those, can I read them?
That volleyball team is playing at Pottsgrove today. That game is probably over at this point. Update from around the pack here. The Springford Boyertown games. The Rams have a 14-0 lead. And Perk Valley leads Upper Perk 6-3, both games in the second quarter. Catrone takes the snap and rolls out. Oh, and he has a receiver on the far side. The catch is made and down inside the 25-yard line. Yet another flag. It's going to be holding on the Wildcats to negate their longest pass play of the game. I believe that was complete to Dante DiNardo on the far side, but it'll come back. And it'll be a 1st and 20 now for the Wildcats.
You know, you had to say 54 before, and I picked on him for making that play, and it wasn't him. It's the same guy, so I'm not seeing his name again. You already got called for a
There's no way that's a yard.
So back at the 36-yard line is where they will snap this ball. It's Catrone with Grimm beside him in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, and it's Catrone looking again to throw, and he airs it out to the near side. He's got a receiver. Oh, and it is intercepted by Matthew Blakemore. Great play by Blakemore. He is down, but he made one heck of a play to go up and get that ball, taking it away from Dante DiNardo.
First down, Methacton Warriors.
We hope Blakemore's okay. As I said, he was banged up at the end of last week's game. He works his way to the sideline where he is being attended to by his team staff, but huge play there for the Warriors. Second interception of the game off of Catrone. And as we suspected, the Wildcats have opened up the offense a bit with Catrone under center. They did not throw much last week with sophomore Michael Reed under center, but they have thrown it, but Methacton has been there with 2 interceptions so far. So they now take over at their own 29-yard line, the Warriors do. And it's Marola taking the snap. Quick throw out to DJ Bollinger. Incomplete on the near side. Anthony Villarosa was there to defend the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 8:52 to go in the first half. Methacton cheerleaders working to fire up the home crowd here. And as I said, it is senior day for the cheerleaders, and you'll get to see them at halftime. The seniors will each be honored on the field. Ryan Cassidy in the game here on the near side. He goes in motion, and the give goes to Carfree, cutting across the line and up to about the 30-yard line. Gain of only 1 yard on that play.
Carry to the 30-yard line.
That'll bring up
Justin Carfree.
3rd and 9 for the Warriors. It's a big play here for Methacton as they want to keep this drive going after the interception. Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd down. I'm sure they don't want to give the ball back to the Wildcats. Sean Connor in the game at wide receiver. He's on the near side. High snap. Marola takes it, and the give goes to Carfree, who breaks a few tackles. He's got the 1st down, and he is across the 40-yard line.
Touchdown, Justin Carfree.
Nice run there by Carfree. He is out to the 41-yard line. That'll be a gain of 11 yards on the 3rd down conversion for Methacton. Big play there for the Warriors. Marola, no huddle now, takes the snap. Give goes again to Carfree. Gain of maybe a yard. Bring up a 2nd and 9 here.
We'll call it the 41.
Methacton operating out of the no huddle. Marola snaps far side. He's got a receiver. It's complete to about the 44-yard line. That is Justin Gumieni.
To Justin Gumieni for a
It's like a 3-yard
3-yard
gain.
gain.
And Matthew Blakemore back into the game now. It's good to see he is feeling better after the big interception on defense. Methacton now goes to the huddle. Just about 7 minutes to go here in the half. Methacton still trails 6-0, but they are driving here. Marola rolls to the near side. He's looking down the field. Everyone's covered. He throws it near, and it is just broken up there. Gumieni, the intended receiver.
Pass intended for Justin Gumieni, incomplete.
But it was Dante DiNardo getting a hand in there to break up the pass. That'll be 4th down now, and the punting unit is on the field for the Warriors. It's DiNardo and Grimm back to receive for the Wildcats. And Mike Marola will take the punt from Methacton. Marola sends a low punt. It bounces just inside the 30 where it's taken by DiNardo. Off one hop, and he is downed at the 27-yard line after a return of just a couple yards. Good coverage there by the Methacton special teams unit. And another good snap here is seemed to have solved that issue from last week. There's Blakemore again. He's limping a little bit, but he's out on the field, taking his customary spot in the secondary. Methacton takes, or the OJR takes over at their own 27-yard line. Give goes, or it's give to Grossi, who takes it
Carry for a short gain by Christian Grossi.
2.5 yards out to the 30-yard line. Christian Grossi, as I said, he had a big week last week, running and catching. .54 yards on the ground, 90 on the ground on a touchdown, and 54 through the air for Grossi last week against Boyertown. Catrone rolls right, fires, and it is off the hands of Dante DiNardo, or Christian Rossi, my fault.
Third down.
If you think the numbers are hard to see on the live stream, they're even just as hard to see here from the press box. Third and 7 for the Wildcats. Methacton looking to hold them to a 3-and-out here. Get the ball back with decent field position. Two wideouts on each side for the Wildcats, and it's Catrone rolling to the right side. He throws it out of play where he is hit by Josh Cancro, who got through the line. There is a flag.
Pass is incomplete. Flag on the play.
Both teams pointing at the other. Methacton seems like it is going to be on the Wildcats. Let's see what the call is here. It's intentional grounding. Declined. As Catrone just tried to get rid of it.
He's declined. That brings a fourth down.
That's not.
The call was a legal man downfield. That penalty was declined. And Wildcats are going to punt here. 5:53 to go in the first half. High punt almost got over punter's head, and they barely gets the kickoff. It's short. It's going to land at the 45-yard line, take a hop, and be downed right at the 47 by the Wildcats. So good break there for Methacton as the high snap, but a good work by the OJR punter to get that one off before it was blocked. So Methacton will take over in OJR territory. Both teams struggling to get anything going on offense here, as the defenses are stepping up here in the first half. Marola has two players in the backfield, but it's Will Casper who splits out, and he gets the screen, brings it across midfield, stumbled a little bit, but didn't go down, and now he is taken down for a first down inside the 40-yard line. Down to the 37, and an 11-yard gain there on the pass to Will Casper. Nicely designed that play there for the Warriors, as once he made the catch, Will Casper had plenty of room to run and weave his way through the defense. They line up in that same formation again. And it is Will Casper again going in motion to the far side. And it's a fake handoff to Carfrey. Marola up the middle. He's inside the 20, down to the 15, and he's taken down at the 11-yard line.
Carried by Mike Marola to the O.J. Roberts 11-yard line.
Great play by Marola as he sliced through the Wildcats defense off the fake handoff to Carfrey. He had a lot of running room there. And a big play by Methacton puts them in scoring range here inside the red zone. Ball is plotted at the 12-yard line. I continue to be 1 yard off on my spots, and I will work on that, I promise. 1st and 10, 5 minutes to go here in the first half. They stick with this formation as it is working well here. And it's once again Will Casper going in motion. Marola on the keeper, but he is the Wildcats are ready for that one, and he is taken down at the 15-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play. Be 2nd and 13. I guess the 3rd time in that formation, the Wildcats figured it out, but nonetheless, Methacton in good position here to hopefully put some points on the board. Brian Dickey in motion. Marola takes a snap, and he's looking down the far side for Gumieni in the end zone, and it is thrown outside the end zone. Gumieni ran a good route, but that ball was out of bounds, uncatchable. And it'll be 3rd down and 14 now for Methacton at their 15 at the Wildcats 15-yard line. See if the Warriors have some more 3rd down magic up their sleeve. .411 left in the half. They trail 6-0. Big lineup into the game now for Methacton. Just 2 receivers. Marola looking to the far side. He's got a receiver open. It's Brian Dickey who makes the catch, tries to break a tackle. He is taken down at the 8-yard line. Looked like Dante DiNardo on the tackle there, and Dickey tried to fight his way through. It is going to be 4th down.
short of the first down. That will bring up 4th down.
4th and 6, and it looks like Methacton is going to go for it here. They keep the field goal unit on the sideline. Tyler Reddy was ready, but it is the offense that stays on the field here. Biggest play of the game to this point, 4th and 6 for Methacton. Marola takes the snap, he gives the Carfrey, who cuts it up the middle, and he is into the end zone for a Methacton touchdown. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off as Carfrey scampers up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. Methacton has tied the game 6-6. We'll see what they do here on the conversion, but a big play there for the Warriors. It is Tyler Reddy coming out on the field. They're going to kick the extra point. Justin Gumieni on the hold. With 3:21 to go here in the first half, Methacton is on the board. Spot is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Extra point there from Tyler Reddy, who was 1 for 1 on extra points, 1 for 1 on field goals last week. And Methacton has its first lead of the game, 7-6. 3:21 left in the first half. Great drive there by Methacton as their offense seems to be getting more comfortable out on the field. Their first couple drives didn't do a whole lot, but lately they have been gaining yards with regularity. And a really nice drive there. Good play to Whale Casper to pick up the first down to kick it off. Marola with the strong run up the middle to get into the red zone, and then it was Carfrey put the nail in the hammer on the touchdown run. Methacton out for the kickoff. It will be Chris Rowland from the Methacton soccer team to handle the kickoff. The lefty sends it down to about the 20-yard line. Fake handoff on the return. It is Avery Grimm who tried that fake last time. And this time he is taken down by Methacton, who got a handful of his jersey and ripped him down.
By number 13.
It was Caden Smith on the tackle there for Methacton. And let's see if the defense can come up big here. 3:13 to go in the half. Methacton sideline is energized after that first touchdown of the game. And actually that is the first time that Methacton has scored against OJ Roberts in the last 3 years. So that is a big touchdown and a big momentum boost for the Warriors. It's Catrone who takes the snap, and he's scrambling across the 45 down to the 46-yard line. Gain of 7 yards on the quarterback keeper. That was a design run all the way for the Wildcats.
7-yard gain by Matthew Catrone.
Second and 3 now. 5 wide receivers in the game for the Wildcats. Catrone, wide receiver screen. That might be a fumble, folks. I don't know if that was a backwards pass. It is. And let's see who recovered it. They're unpiling the players, but it looks like the official is signaling incomplete. That was very close to a backwards pass, but the ruling is incomplete. But Methacton was ready to jump on the ball there, as it was Justin Gumieni on the far side, along with Matthew Blakemore. It'll be incomplete, though, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 3 for OJR at their own 46-yard line. This is another big play here with 2:28 to go in the half. Methacton's defense trying to hold the Wildcats to a 3-and-out after scoring their first touchdown of the game. Jude Wozniak fakes the blitz up the middle, then drops back. It's Catrone picks up the first down across midfield, and he is taken down by Jude Wozniak, whose helmet flies off on the play. Good tackle there. Oh, was it Cancro?
No, you're right. How about that?
Carry by Matthew Cutrone, tackle by Josh Cancro.
They just never went on the clock.
No, it's supposed to be. They're supposed to stop it because the helmet.
There you go. It's off the field.
I think the tackle was made there by Josh Cancro, whose helmet came off. Handoff to Christian Grossi around the far side and tackled down at the 41-yard line.
Christian Grossi with carry.
Cancro back onto the field now, as is Quinn Shields.
He didn't signal it. That should have been.
Ryan Cassidy subbing out. This is a 2nd and 3 here. Methacton trying to hold the Wildcats hold them off the board here with 1:40 to go in the half. 3 receivers to the near side for Cutrone, and it is Anthony Villarosa who goes in motion. Cutrone looks across the middle. He's got DiNardo, who slides to make the catch down at the 33-yard line. And that is a first down by Cutrone to DiNardo. Clock stops as they move the chains. It's 1:25 to go in the half. And now it continues to tick forward. OJR still has 2 timeouts. And it's Methacton here who takes the timeout to get their sorts together as they are giving up some couple first downs here to the Wildcats. 1:15 to go in the half. Methacton leads 7-6 on the touchdown by Justin Carfree. So OJR has 2 timeouts remaining. They have the ball at the Methacton 38-yard line. 1st and 10 when play resumes here. The Methacton field hockey team eked out a 3-2 victory over Perk Valley Wednesday. Elise Dewan scored a pair of goals and assisted on Elena Snodgrass's game-winning goal. Jess Seraphin had 2 assists for the Warriors, and Gabby DePrinzio made 3 saves in net for Methacton. The Warriors are now 3-0 and in first place in the Pioneer Athletic Conference. So congratulations to the Warriors field hockey team. Update from around the pack. It is Springford with a big lead now, 35-0 over Boyertown. And Perk Valley is up to a 13-0 lead over Upper Perk. So all the teams that are currently playing football in the pack are all playing tonight. Cutrone throws it wide. Tackle is made right there on the ball by Matthew Blackmore. Buries the Wildcats receiver. It was Dante DiNardo.
Tackle made by Matthew Blackmore.
And a big tackle to keep DiNardo inbounds. Clock under a minute now in the first half. 2nd down from the 30-yard line. Cutrone out to the sideline. That's to Christian Grossi.
Reception by Christian Grossi.
Just short of the first down. It looks like the ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line, maybe less than a yard to go here. 3rd and 1 with 43 seconds to go in the half. You would think this is 4-down territory for OJR. A little too far to kick a field goal. Cutrone fakes the handoff, takes it up the middle, where he is met by the Methacton defense. And that was Josh Cancro again with another big tackle.
Carried by Matthew Cutrone, tackle made by Josh Cancro.
Chains will move, so a first down for OJR, but at this point the clock is their worst enemy, as there are 37.2 seconds to go. And we have a timeout on the field. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line when we resume. Refs didn't make the signal, but I think OJR took a timeout there after the play was stopped inbounds.
with the Methacton boys and girls cross country team.
Both the boys and girls cross country team won their matches today in their first pack meet at Hebner Park against Upper Marion. Each team won 15-50. Go Warriors. That is what's called in sync, folks, between the PA and the play-by-play. They don't call us the best booth in the business for nothing, folks. All right, 1st and 10, 22 now. Ball is put back in play by the officials. Methacton leads 7-6 and trying to hold OJR scoreless here on their final drive. It's Catrone taking the snap. He's hurried. He has to rush up the middle. He's scrambling down to the 15, to the 10, where he is tackled by Tyler Whale Casper. Good tackle there as Catrone picked up ahead of steam. He picks up the first down.
Tyler Whale Casper.
28.4 seconds to go, and OJR, I believe, has called their final timeout of the half. So Methacton's defense has been on the field for a while here, but they are holding tough, trying to keep the Wildcats off the board here as the Wildcats pushing down the field. This is the first drive for OJR after the touchdown by Methacton to put the Warriors up on top. Cheerleaders encouraging the home team to get a defensive stand here. Ball's at the 12-yard line as the Wildcats come back onto the field into the huddle. So I believe OJR is out of timeouts. Let's see how the last 30 seconds this half unfold. It is Catrone at quarterback. He's got Avery Grimm to the right. Motion, fakes the jet sweep. Catrone drops back, almost sacked. And he is under pressure, almost sacked by Cancro. And he is dropped back at the 28-yard line. Great pressure there by Methacton. It was initially number 72, Mario Diadesi, who put the pressure on, and he sent Catrone far back, where 3 Methacton defensive linemen finished the job. Under 5 seconds to go.
Sacked by number 50.
And that the sack credited to number 50, Daniel Meyer. 3.2 seconds to go in the half. It was Catrone who got to the line and spiked the ball. It'll be a 3rd and 25 as Wildcats are going to try to run one more play here. Methacton defense backs up with 3 defenders inside the 10-yard line. Catrone takes the shotgun snap. He is under pressure once again. It's Dan Meyer chasing him to the near side where he is pushed out of bounds. And that'll be the end of the half. Great finish there by the Methacton defense as Dan Meyer with the sack and then forced Catrone out of bounds. And Methacton leads 7-6 as we go into halftime. Exciting first half as the Wildcats scored first off the initial kickoff that was fumbled and turned over. They went in for the touchdown, but after that, the Methacton defense held a Wildcats team that scored 37 points last week to much more than a whimper at that point. Methacton's offense slowly climbed out as we got going here in the first half and finished with the touchdown to Justin Carfree. We'll take a short break here for halftime, and we'll come back here as the cheerleaders will be honored with Senior Day here on the field. We'll let the PA announcer take you through. Honoring the cheerleaders.
Coming off the floor and states she would like to thank Dina and Keelan for being the best coaches and pushing her to become the best cheerleader, and to all her teammates for giving her the best past 3 years. Marissa Corsello is escorted by her parents, Lucy and Matthew Corsello. Marissa has been cheering for 4 years. She plans to attend Monco to become a medical assistant next year. Her favorite MHS cheer memory includes cheering on the boys' basketball team as they won districts last year and performing at competitions. Marissa would like to thank her parents for always supporting her in cheer, as well as Dina, Keelan, and all the other coaches who have coached her throughout her years at MHS for helping her to become the best athlete and person she is today. Talia Zopp is escorted by her parents, Marissa and John Zopp. She has been cheering for 5 years and hopes to continue her cheer career in college. Talia plans to attend college for graphic design. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is cheering at Temple last year. She would like to shout out both of her parents for supporting her through her years of cheering because she knows she could not have done it without them, and also Dina for being an amazing coach. Captain Dakota Davis is escorted by Beth and Brian Davis. Dakota has been cheering for 4 years. She plans to study criminal justice and hopes to continue cheering in college. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is being awarded 6th in states last season. Dakota says, "I would like to thank everyone in my life that has pushed me to be my best. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys." Caitlin Dorn is escorted by Scott and Debbie Dorn. Caitlin has been cheering for 5 years. She plans to attend college to become a physical therapist and hopes to continue her cheer career. Her favorite MHS cheer memories are winning pack and 6th at states last season. Caitlin would like to thank her mom and dad for supporting her because she wouldn't be where she is now without them. She'd like to thank Dina and Keelan for believing in her and pushing her to be the best cheerleader she can be. Haley Hey Drake is escorted by her parents, Nicole and Doug Drake. Haley has been cheering for 9 years and hopes to continue her cheerleading career in college. Her future plans are to study engineering in college. Her favorite MHS cheer memories are cheering for the boys basketball team during districts at Temple last year and the team bonding weekend at the Shore freshman year. She would like to shout out to her dad, who has always been there to make sure she stays grounded, and to her mom, who is her personal cheerleader, always lifting her spirits and confidence. She'd like to thank her siblings, who make it almost every game to support her. The biggest shout out is to her coaches throughout the years, but most importantly, Audrey, Julia, Keelan, and Dina. She would not be the person she is today without everyone mentioned. You have all guided her to be a better person on and off the mat. Allison Lindsay is escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Kevin Lindsay. She has been cheering for 8 years, 3 at Methacton. She plans to major in nursing to become a NICU nurse in her future. Her favorite cheer memory is cheering on the basketball team at Temple last year. She'd like to thank all of the other seniors on the team who made her feel so welcomed into the Methacton cheer program. Gabrielle Kavash is escorted by her mom, Jennifer Nace, and her dad, John Kavash. She has been cheering for 12 years. Her future plans include Monco and then 4-year university. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is going to camp her junior year and having a blast. She would like to thank her mom and dad for working hard so she can go to Methacton, and to her cheer team for all the great memories. Captain Shannon O'Neill is escorted by her parents, Ken and Geraldine O'Neill. Shannon has been cheering for the past 6 years. Next year, Shannon plans to major in atmospheric meteorological science in college and hopefully continue her cheerleading career. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is the bus ride to the Giant Center on the first day of State's junior year. She would like to thank her parents for teaching her that anything worth doing is worth giving your best effort, her brothers for being her biggest fans, and Dina and Keelan for always believing in her and reminding her that oxygen is our friend. Captain Lauren Rayleigh is escorted by her parents, Brad and Amy Rayleigh. She has been cheering for 8 years. Her future plans are to major in dietetics at university to become a registered dietitian working with children. She hopes to continue cheering in college. Lauren's favorite memory is hosting the pack competition and hitting the best routine of the season to win the title of the first official pack champions. She would like to thank her parents, Dina and Keelan, for being her rocks and for pushing her to be a better person every single day. She would like to thank Katie and Amber for being by her side for the past 3 years and becoming her best friends. She'd like to thank Maddie and Mickey for helping her get through her first 2 years as a varsity cheerleader and showing her the ropes. Lauren doesn't know where she would be without these people and appreciates them every single day. Kelly Rhodes is escorted by her mother, Cindy Rhodes. Kelly has been cheering for 12 years. Her future plans are to attend college for athletic training. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is going to NCA cheer camp her sophomore and junior years and cheering on the boys basketball team at Temple last year. Kelly would like to thank all her friends, family, and coaches that made her into the person she is today and for always believing in her, even when she didn't believe in herself. Simone Robinson is escorted by her parents, Steph and Jeff Robinson. She has been cheering for 8 years and hopes to continue her cheer career in college. Simone plans to attend college to major in biology to become a genetic counselor. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is her first practice being new and feeling so welcomed by everyone on the team. Simone would like to thank her family for all they have done for her over the past 8 years, always supporting her and pushing her to be her best. Captain Emma Spinelli is escorted by her parents, Christine and Christopher Spinelli. She has been cheering for 12 years. Emma plans to attend four-year university to study political science. Her favorite MHS cheer memory is cheering on the boys basketball team at Temple last year and going to states. She would like to thank her family for always supporting her, and Dina and Keelan for believing in her and making her want to further herself, not just as a cheerleader, but also as a person. And lastly, she'd like to thank her team for being her second family all these years. Let's hear it for your Methacton cheerleading team seniors.
We've got about 8 minutes to go before the opening of the second half, so we will keep you guys on mute until then. Join in about maybe 6 or 7 minutes, get the second half kicked off. All right, and welcome back to the second half here as the players are meeting with coaches before coming out of the field. It's a little bit of different halftime that we do here in COVID times as the players don't actually go back to a locker room. They gather at different ends of the end zone on some bleachers and have their team meetings back there. So not optimal, certainly, as the temperature drops here. We're down to about 55 degrees now that the sun has set. So we'll keep an eye on the players and see if we have any cramping or anything like that as they get cool in the second half, not getting to go back to the locker room. It'll be Methacton kicking off to start the second half as they received in the first half. Got just about a minute here till we get started. Recap the first half again for everyone. It was the Wildcats who jumped out to a quick 6-0 lead, recovering the opening kickoff, and then running in, it was Avery Grimm, I believe, that had the touchdown. And then both teams struggled to get anything going for quite a while. Methacton slowly gained momentum on offense and eventually was able to take about a 50-yard drive, go in on catches by it was Tyler Wheel Casper, and then a run by Mike Marola, and it was capped off by a run by Justin Carfree for the touchdown. The extra point gave Methacton a 7-6 lead, which is where we stand right now as we are about to get the second half underway. Winner of this game will be 2-0, and atop the pack standings, it looks like Springford will also be 2-0 unless they suffer a monumental collapse in their second half at Boyertown, as they were up 35-0 last time we checked on them. Looks like it'll actually be number 20, Ryan Cassidy, taking the kickoff here. I believe it'll be his first kickoff of the season for the Warriors, as they've worked through a few different players on kickoff duties in the first two games. Cassidy runs up to the ball and sends a squibber down the middle of the field, where it is fumbled and bobbled and eventually fallen on by the Wildcats right at the 34-yard line. That's where the Wildcats will take over. We saw Michael Reed at quarterback for one series in the first half, but for the rest of the half, it was Matt Catrone at quarterback for OJR. Looks like he is back out there once again. 3 wide receivers to the near side, one up at the top of your screen. The pitch to the near side, and it is tackled for a loss. Methacton, it was Jude Wozniak, I think, made that stop. Number 20, Ryan Cassidy, also there to drop Avery Grimm for a 4-yard loss. Nice defense, picking up right where they left off in the first half, as Methacton's defense came up with a nice stand after OJR had pushed the ball down into the red zone. Methacton held, did not allow a point. Now it's Catrone rolling out to his left. He's under pressure, and he has to pitch it out of bounds. It was Mario Diodesi in pursuit, forcing the incomplete pass there. More good pressure by Methacton as they have been getting through the offensive line of the Wildcats, both at the end of last half and now early in this half. Maybe starting to wear down the inexperienced offensive line of the Wildcats. They do start only 2 seniors on the offensive line, along with 2 sophomores and a junior. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Ref raising the roof. And now we're ready to get the play underway. It's Catrone looking to the left. It is complete to the 35-yard line. It's DiNardo, who is hit and keeps on going, but then eventually met by a host of Warriors players at the 41-yard line.
Reception made by Dante DiNardo. Brought down on the O.J. Roberts.
It'll be a 4th and 4 here as Methacton, big third down stop there. after the 10-yard pass gain. And the punting unit is onto the field for OJR. Justin Gumieni back to return for Methacton. He stands at his 26-yard line. It's a good punt, almost blocked though by Methacton. The ball bounces once at the 31. Gumieni picks it up and is hit immediately at the 20-yard line. Got called the 21-yard line. Gumieni did a nice job holding on to that ball as he was met by 2 Wildcats as soon as he gained possession. Methacton will take over at their 21. 10:19 to go in the third quarter. They break huddle with Brian Dickey and Justin Gumieni to the near side. No receivers to the top side. Shotgun with Justin Carfree in the backfield. It's a handoff to Carfree, who dances through the line and taken down for, looks like, just about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Same formation for the Warriors. Well, this time Carfree is split to the near side, and it is Dickey going in motion. Marola designed run out to the near side. He is hit and brought down by number 55, Bradley Quinn, on the Wildcats.
By Mike Marola for no gain. Late flag on the play.
Gain of 2 yards on that play.
Where's the flag?
Never mind.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 8 now for the Warriors. Big 3rd down conversion, deep in their own territory. 4 wide receivers. Marola drops back, looks for DJ Bollinger. He's got him for a 1st down out to the 35-yard line. Great catch to hang on to that ball by the freshman.
Reception by DJ Bollinger for a
Ball is
first
spotted at the
down.
36. Big time catch there from Methacton to move the chains. He's the only freshman on the Methacton roster, and he made a big play right there. Now it's Justin Carfree for 4 yards out to the 45. To the 40-yard line. And we have a late flag by the ref. And that is a sideline flag on Methacton. Didn't see a warning, but he made the call.
Here's what pisses me off. The ball's on the
I think my niece might say he's capping right now, but I don't know what that's what the kids say or not.
figure it out. Let him play.
Fans not happy with that call. It is going to be 2nd down and 10 here for Methacton after the penalty. Basically erasing the run by Carfree on the previous play. Marola takes the snap, fires out to the far side. He's got Dickey, but just a little outside of his reach. Pass falls incomplete.
Incomplete brings up 3rd down.
Avery Grimm on the defense for OJR. Ryan Cassidy onto the field now. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Methacton from their own 36. They got a big 3rd down conversion on the last time. See if they can pull another one out here. 2 backs flanking Marola, and he gives to Carfree up the middle, and he is immediately hit and dropped for a 1-yard loss. Looks like it might have been Richie Nathan on the stop. Or Jonathan Haverlack for the Wildcats. And that'll be 4th down, and Methacton is going to punt. Marola to punt for Methacton. And it's DiNardo and Grimm back for OJR. Good punt there. He got his foot into it. It lands at the 32 and goes out of bounds at the 32.
Punt goes out of bounds at the O.J. Roberts 32-yard line.
Good punt by Marola.
Touchdown.
Switching fields here. And the Methacton defense comes back onto the field. Let's see if they can continue to harass Wildcats quarterback Matt Catrone as they have done the last 2 possessions. Methacton's done a great job neutralizing the OJR running game so far in this game, and we said that was one of the keys to the game, and they have stepped up to the challenge after Wildcats ran all over Boyertown last weekend. Flag on the play. That'll likely be a hold as Catrone keeps it to the near side.
Is a flag on the play.
That is holding on the Wildcats. So we've started off this half similar to how we started last half with lots of flags. The refs obviously drank some Gatorade at halftime and ready to get their arms going with the flags again here. But we like that one as the hold pushes OJR back 10 yards. It'll be second down, or first down and 20. Back at the 24-yard line. Five wide receivers now for the Wildcats. Catrone surveys the field, and he's going to keep it up the middle. He gets through the line, but he is quickly taken down by Josh Cankro. Wrapped him up. Good tackle there.
Good tackle made by Josh Cankro.
30. 31. 30.
Gain of 6 on the play. Is it 6? That seemed like a lot. Ball at the 30-yard line, second and 12 for the Wildcats. Similar formation here, 5 wide, 3 to the near side, 2 at the top. Catrone claps and takes the snap. He throws it wide. It is complete at the 30-yard line and immediately dropped. Chris Augustine with the tackle there out wide. And he immediately hit the OJR receiver and brought him to the ground. 3rd and 12 now, no gain on the play as the Methacton defense continues to get better as the game improves. Get better as the game continues. The game doesn't improve. That wouldn't make sense. Catrone drops back, looking to the near side. He's got an open receiver. It is Dante DiNardo who makes the catch.
Reception made by Dante DiNardo.
Let's see if he got far enough for the first down. It is spotted right at the marker. They might have to measure this one. If I had to guess, I would say just short by maybe a couple inches, but you know, why measure? They'll just give it to him. It'll be a first down for OJR. It's a nice pass play there by the Wildcats. Catrone found DiNardo on the in pattern, and he was got enough for the first down, apparently. Catrone with the snap here, and the give goes to Avery Grimm. Went up the middle, now breaks it outside. He's got some running room and is into the secondary down to the 42-yard line, where he is forced out of bounds.
Avery Grimm with the carry.
Multiple flags on the field, though.
Several flags on the field.
Good run by Grimm, but let's see if it was aided by some shenanigans on the Wildcat side. Looks like there is a player down on the far side. It could be Matthew Blakemore again. He battled an injury last game and also earlier this game. Looks like they're working on his right leg. Penalty is on the Wildcats. So as they attend to the injured player, we'll let you know that the Methacton girls soccer team played their first game of the season today. They tied OJR on the road. Freshman Aubrey Bogard had a goal in her first varsity game. And senior captain Julia McCann had a goal and also assisted on Aubrey's goal. So 2-2 tie as the Methacton girls soccer gets their season underway. Crowd is cheering for the cheerleaders, the defending District 1 champs, keeping the crowd entertained during the injury timeout. And it is Blake Moore that was down. He is hobbling off under his own power.
Where's the ball?
34, 35.
5:15 to go in the third quarter. Methacton leads 7-6. And it will be a 1st and 17 for the Wildcats at their own, called 35-yard line. Catrone in the shotgun. He's got Grimm to his left. Fakes the handoff to Grimm, and Catrone breaks it out to the left side, but he is tackled at the 39-yard line.
Carried by Randy Catrone.
You're going to call this a 38?
Good play by the Methacton defense. Gain of a couple there for the Wildcats. 2nd and 14 now. Catrone drops back. He looked like he wanted to go deep for a second. Now he scrambles to the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted. Great play by Justin Gumieni, who jumped high to grab that ball, but he was hit right as the ball got to him. Almost ran the route a little better than the receiver as he got to the ball first, and the OJR receiver turned into the defensive back, hitting Gumieni as soon as the ball arrived. There is a player down now for OJR. We mentioned this in halftime with the no locker rooms. You wonder if the players are going to start to feel the effects of the game and the cold weather here as the game goes on. It looks like an offensive lineman. It could be number 76, Austin Ramsey, who is, we mentioned, giant, 6'5", 317, but we can't see from our vantage point which player is down. When we do resume, it'll be a big third down for OJR. It'll be 3rd and 14, ball on their own 38-yard line, as the injured player is tended to by the OJR staff. Another score to report here. The boys soccer team shut out O&J Roberts in their season opener Tuesday. John Schmidt scored for the Warriors off a pass from Zach Willen in the 6th minute, and Methacton held on the rest of the way for the win. Charlie Bordenaro and Steve Remish combined for the clean sheet for the Warriors. As they are 1-1 on the season. Player still down. Couldn't see what happened to him on that play. Stoppage comes with 4:22 to go in the third quarter. Chance for the Warriors to get some extra coaching here from their staff on the sideline. They hold a 1-point lead here in what, by all accounts, has been a defensive battle. Some interesting history between these two teams. O&J Roberts running back Ryan Brumfield, who graduated in 2011, was an all-state athlete, track and field medalist. And Methacton quarterback Brandon Bossard from 2013. Both players played against each other in the pack and then ended up at Eastern Michigan playing as teammates in college. Player still down for OJR. They're bringing a stretcher onto the field. We hope he is all right. Sending good thoughts. This way we haven't been able to see who the injured player is, but certainly hope it's nothing serious. This is when we would send it to commercial break, but we don't have commercial break. So we'll tell you that the first ever game between these two teams was played in 1983. OJR won that one 13-7 in a year that both teams finished top 15 in the state. The two teams didn't play again until 2008, which was the year that Methacton joined the Pioneer Athletic Conference. OJR won that matchup 31-0. But as we said earlier, they have evened it out over time, and OJR now an 8-5 advantage in the all-time matchup heading into tonight. Take a quick look around the Pioneer Athletic Conference. Other football games in action tonight. It is Springford 35, Boyertown 7, so Boyertown has got on the board. And Perk Valley is up now 34-0 over Upper Perk in the battle for Perkiomen. So Springford looks like they will move to 2-0 and will join the winner of tonight's game between Methacton and OJR at the top of the pack standings. Other Methacton sports news, JV girls volleyball had a big win against Springford last night. So congratulations to the Methacton JV volleyball team. And the Methacton JV soccer team also notched a victory today at OJR with a 1-0 win. So congrats to that team as well. It's Methacton sports off to a strong start here across the board in the strange COVID season that we're in, but it's good to be back out playing sports again. OJR player still down. That's being tended to. He is seems to be moving and talking to the staff. I think they're just taking an abundance of caution here with him. Look like they might be working on his left arm at one point, but they do have the stretcher out and just taking care to make sure he's in good hands. So again, our thoughts and prayers are with him to make sure he is okay and gets good care. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back after the injury timeout. The injured player is now on the stretcher as the Wildcats team comes out to give him their best thoughts. We can't see. I can tell you it's not Austin Ramsey. I see him over there as well, but it was one of the offensive linemen for OJR. Looks like probably a leg injury as he is taken off the field to applause from the crowd here. And again, we hope he is all right. So just to reset here as we have another minute or so before we get back underway. There's 4:22 to go in the third quarter. It is 7-6. Methacton is in the lead. OJR has the ball. It'll be a pretty big third down play. It is 3rd and 14, and they are at their own 38-yard line. So Methacton's defense has really come on strong here from the second quarter into the third quarter here, and they're going to try to hold them here on 3rd and 14. So we are back underway. Ball is spotted. And it's Matt Catrone who's going to take the snap as we resume play here. It's a fake handoff to Grimm. And now it's a pass back across to Grimm, who catches it and evades one tackler. He's out to midfield, and he's got a head of steam pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a big first down pickup there. Little trickery in the backfield, a fake handoff to Grimm, and then the screen pass got him open on the far side, and big pickup there for the Wildcats. It'll be first down in Methacton territory now on the 45-yard line. 2 receivers to both sides for OJR. Motion, and the handoff goes behind the motioning halfback, and it's a 5-yard gain to the 40-yard line. It's Avery Grimm once again.
Avery Grimm. Second down on the Methacton 40.
.330 to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats. Catrone takes the snap. It's a pass. He's going deep, going for a touchdown. It is too far for the receiver. I think it was Dante DiNardo. Down the far side, pass defensed by Justin Gumieni. Those two have been having a good battle tonight. And that pass was just a little too far ahead of DiNardo. The 2 seniors, DiNardo and Gumieni, going head-to-head up the top of your screen. Another third down now for OJR. 3rd and 5. Grossi in motion, and they give him the ball on the jet sweep. This was successful last week. Oh, Josh Cancro got a good hand on him to slow him down, and then he was dropped eventually by Dan Meyer.
It's called like a 33, 32.
Enough to pick up a first down, but it looked like it was going to be a lot more than that. Josh Cancro was able to get a hold of Grossi's jersey, slow him down before Dan Meyer finished the tackle. Ball down at the 33-yard line now, 1st and 10 for OJR. Oh, it was the handoff, and actually Grimm evades a couple tacklers through the middle, cuts it left.
Carried by Avery Grimm, tackled by Matthew Blakemore.
Matthew Blakemore makes the stop. Catrone was hit in the backfield as it looked like he still had the ball. Pretty good fake there. Grimm picks up 5 yards down to the 28. Methacton shifts on the defensive line. Catrone screens out wide to DiNardo. He is stopped for the first down. Tripped up. Looked like Tyler Wheel Casper on the stop on the far side. 22-yard line is where the ball is spotted. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Methacton up 7-6, but the Wildcats are driving inside the 25 now. And Methacton is looking to try to halt this progress and get a stop here. Catrone drops back. He airs it out to the near side. Some contact, no flag. It was Brian Dickey defending against Anthony Villarosa. Again, the pass was just a little out of reach for Villarosa. Good coverage by Methacton on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 22. Three wide receivers to the near side. Jude Wozniak fakes the blitz, then drops back. And it's a keeper for Catrone. He is down to the 10-yard line and maybe a little bit more there. Looks like another first down for the Wildcats as their offense is hitting its stride here after the long injury delay. It'll be 1st and goal from the 9 now for OJR. See if Methacton can bend and not break and hold the Wildcats to a field goal. But right now, OJR has the momentum. Motion for the Wildcats. Give goes to Avery Grimm. Breaks one tackle, and he is taken down at the 5-yard line. Gain of 4. Looked like Timothy Whale Casper again on the stop. Tyler Whale Casper. Sorry about that. Tyler, don't call me Timothy Whale Casper. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and goal from the 5. Fake handoff, and it's Catrone keeping it to the far side, and he is into the end zone, untouched for a touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run to the left side off the fake handoff, and it is OJR back on top. In a bit of a seesaw battle here. They are up 12-7 now, and will likely go for 2, I would imagine. Offense does stay on the field. And they spread it out at the goal line. I like that call. Gives Methacton more field to cover, more options to consider. Catrone drops back. Oh, and it's a nice pass, but good defense, except for the flag. Pass was intended for Dante DiNardo, I believe. There was a flag on the play, and that is going to be pass interference on Methacton, so that'll move the ball a little closer to the goal line, and they'll try the attempt again. So it is spotted at the 1-yard line now. Same spread offense here for Wildcats. And this time it'll be a draw from Catrone, and another flag. And there's some extracurricular activity there, but Catrone was into the end zone, but it is going to be a hold on the Wildcats, and that's going to hurt a whole lot more than the 1-yard pass interference penalty. That'll back them up and make this 2-point conversion a little more difficult. That spread offense at the goal line really opens things up, and for a running quarterback gives a lot of space to find a hole, and that's exactly what Catrone did on that one. Of course, it was aided by a hold, so they will spot the ball back at the 11-yard line, and it is still a 2-point conversion attempt. Third try here. So far, we have no conversions and 2 flags. Refs are winning 2-0. Catrone takes the snap. He looked to throw, and now he's going to run it. He's down to the 6, and he was definitely past the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. It was incomplete. I imagine Methacton will decline that, and it will be no conversion.
Matt Catrone with the incomplete pass. We have another flag on play.
3 conversion attempts and 3 flags. Yeah, so Methacton declines the play because it was an incomplete pass, and they held them scoreless on the 2-point conversion. It'll be 12-7 OJR, 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. So after those attempts, it was Catrone with the keeper to the left side that got them back on top. His first touchdown run of the game. He rushed 2 times for 19 yards last game.
The quick Warriors team update. Attacking the girls' golf team has clinched the regular season pack title. Shout out to Riley Thomas on the Warriors girls team who qualified for the District 1 championship.
If anyone is in the Methacton area tomorrow, the girls' soccer team has their first home game of the year at 3 p.m. versus Upper Perk. We mentioned that the girls' team tied OJR today 2-2, so come on out and support the girls' soccer team in their home opener tomorrow at 3 p.m. Teams lining up for the kickoff. It'll be Caden Smith on the near side for Methacton, and Justin Carfrey on the far side. It'll be PJ DePori handling the kickoff for Methacton, or sorry, for OJR. And he sends it deep down the near side. It lands at the 16 where it's picked up by Caden Smith. Caden brings it to the 20, up to the 25, and is hit from behind and tackled at the 25-yard line. 26-yard line even. And the Warriors will take over with 18.6 seconds to go in the third quarter. I'd like to thank everyone who's listening at home to the live stream. When I checked earlier, we were close to 200 viewers. That's great. Glad we're able to bring you the action tonight with the limited attendance rules in place here, including the Cowans who are watching at home. Methacton now. 1st and 10. It's a shotgun. Marola takes the snap, and he's rolling to the near side. Couldn't find an open player. There's another flag on the play, but Marola is tackled out at the 33-yard line. Likely a hold coming here on Methacton, but let's see the official call. It is holding. And it'll be a 2nd and 20 now, backing up the Warriors to the 16-yard line. Been a long game so far. We're already at 2 hours and 15 minutes. And we are not yet at the end of the third quarter. A lot of flags and the injury timeout before have made this game a little choppy from a flow standpoint.
13? Oh, sorry, yes.
And that is the end of the third quarter. End of the third quarter with the score: OJR 12, Methacton 7.
That is the end of the third quarter. O.J. Roberts Wildcats lead the Methacton Warriors 12-7.
Well, you're certainly getting your money's worth here on the live stream, as been informed that both of the other pack games are almost over by now. One is completed and one is in the last minute. We're just starting the fourth quarter here at Methacton Stadium. There's been 16 penalties accepted so far in this game, 9 on OJR and 7 on Methacton. So again, it's been a little bit of an undisciplined game and very choppy. But we're at the point where we're starting the fourth quarter and OJR has a 5-point lead. Methacton's going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
The Warriors have gotten off to a 3-0 start and are in first place in the pack. Go Warriors.
So 1 quarter to play. And one of these teams will be 2-0 and tied with Springford atop the pack. The head of the pack, maybe? Methacton comes out with 3 receivers to the near side. 1 to the far side. Marola takes the snap. He's hit in the backfield as OJR player came on the blitz. Trying to see who that is. That is number 2, Avery Grimm, coming up from linebacker on the blitz with a lot of speed and dropped Marola back at the 4-yard line. Loss of 9 on the play. And it'll be second and a very long 32 here for the Warriors. I think they'll probably go conservative here and just try to move the ball out a little bit, get some room to punt, but let's see what they do. It is a handoff to Carfrey, who takes it up the middle for a few yards. Down at the 7-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd and 29 here.
Brings up 3rd down. 29 yards.
So Coach Lotier will look in his playbook and see what he has for 3rd and 29. Marola drops back to pass into his own end zone. He's going deep down the far side looking for Justin Gumieni. Ball is out of bounds. Gumieni defensed by Dante DiNardo. So those two are going at it on both sides of the field, as they are both wide receivers and cornerbacks, and they're been guarding each other all night. Good matchup between 2 good seniors. 10:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Methacton will be punting. They do have enough room as the ball is on the 7, but again, this was a similar situation the last week when the snap went over the punter's head and out of bounds. So let's hope they can get a good snap here and get a punt off. Good snap. Marola has plenty of time, and he sends a high kick down to the 40-yard line, where it's picked up by Avery Grimm. And he is hit once and then slides down right at the 24-yard line. Sorry, 29-yard line. Nope, 24. I was right the first time. So great field position for OJR. They will take over, looking to extend their lead. And obviously the Methacton defense is trying to get the momentum back on their side. Methacton lining up quick, or OJR lining up quickly. Methacton shifting around on defense to match up. It's 5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Catrone in the backfield by himself. Actually, no, it's Avery Grimm in the backfield. I think the quarterback split wide, and that was why Methacton was a little confused on defense. Grimm takes the direct snap and picks up about 9 yards. Call it an 8-yard gain for Grimm. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 16. OJR has turned back to their run game here, trying to take some time off the clock and punch the ball into the end zone. 5 wide again. They like this spread offense on the short field. And it's Catrone in the backfield now, and he takes the direct snap and is running in up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Nice play there by the Wildcats. He had a lot of room to work. Catrone made a couple cuts and was essentially untouched on his way into the end zone. 18-7 now. OJR opening up their biggest lead of the game. And they are lining up for the extra point, but they will need a holder. That is important. It looks like, can't see the number of the OJR kicker from this angle. It was number 30. Ned Burgess, perhaps. He's not listed as a kicker, but the kick is up and it is no good. Short and to the right. So a break there for Methacton. As a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal would get them in back to a tie. Down 11 here, 18-7 with 9:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Methacton fans encouraging their home team, trying to get something going here, as Methacton had a lot of momentum here in the third quarter, early in the third quarter. Really, that injury timeout, as unfortunate it was, OJR has come back with a lot of energy after that, and maybe inspired by their teammate they saw get carted off the field. They have played some inspired football here over the past half hour. JP DePori lining up the kickoff for Wildcats. Looks like Caden Smith and Carfrey back to return it for the Warriors. It's a short kick, and it's handled on the far side by DJ Bollinger. He falls on it right at the 30-yard line, and that's where Methacton will take over possession. I'd be remiss and probably not allowed back into my house tonight if I didn't also give a shout out to the FC Monco Charge and the FC Monco Flash, both in action tomorrow. Good luck to those local soccer clubs. .9:39 to play. Ball at the 30-yard line. Methacton comes out trying to get something going on offense. They've taken some deep shots, as they did last game. Haven't been able to connect as of yet, but they might take more of those as the quarter progresses. Down 11. It's a short pass to Gumieni. Complete and tackled for no gain, really. He caught it behind the line of scrimmage and got back a couple to the line, and now they're going no huddle, trying to get OJR off guard. Marola in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. He drops back. It's a quick throw to the near side to Brian Dickey, who breaks one tackle and is taken down very close to a first down, right at the 40-yard line. We'll see where the spot is. And they're moving the chains, so it'll be a first down. Methacton, 10-yard gain for Brian Dickey off the pass from Mike Marola. And they're back in the no huddle here. Marola with the snap. Another short pass. It's Gumieni on the near side. Passes a little high. Unable to get it. Gumieni took objected to a hit after the ball was gone, but we'll go back to the huddles. 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Warriors.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10.
Four wide receivers, 2 to each side for Methacton. Here comes the blitz from the far side, picked up nicely by Methacton, and Marola gets the throw out to, I believe, Dickey on the far side. It is. He breaks the tackle across midfield and down to the OJR 45-yard line. Another first down. Nice run after the catch there by Brian Dickey, and a great job by the Methacton offensive line picking up that blitz. It was Mario Diodesi and Tommy Dickinson both got the blitzing player on the far side. Now it's a handoff to Carfrey, who picks up a good chunk, 4 yards. out to the 40-yard line. Methacton energized now with some good momentum on offense and going back to the no huddle. Marola drops back, fires it out wide now, and it's Dickey again. Third catch of this drive. He breaks the tackle down the far side. Ref says he went out of bounds, and a flag comes in late. Another flag, as there is, I believe, some unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see who it gets called on. I think it's going to be the OJR defensive back, but we'll see as the refs sort it out. It's going to be a first down, unless the flag is on Methacton, but I think either way it's going to be a first down. It's going to be an official timeout as they sort things out here. We have an injury on the field on the far side, down by the right by the first down stick. An OJR player is down on their sideline. So Marola and junior Brian Dickey have combined for 3 passes here on this drive. The last one looks to have given Methacton a first down, but we're still waiting the result of the penalty flags. It was Dickey and the defensive back from OJR went out of bounds, and there looks like to be a little pushing after the play. We'll see how they call it. Clock reads 8:26 here in the fourth quarter. The call is going to go against Methacton. Unsportsmanlike conduct on personal foul on OJR. So we have multiple fouls on the play. And without the ref and a mic, it's going to be tough to know how they're going to sort these out, see if they offset. Mike Marola getting the explanation from the head official. Injured player still being tended to on the far side. He is up, looks like up and seated now and being moved back to the sideline area. And we're still waiting for the official word from the referees. There's some debate as to how long the lights stay on here at Methacton. We might find that out tonight. Hope everyone brought their flashlights and or glow sticks to find their way to the cars in their parking lot. So the ball has been spotted at the 40-yard line. And I don't think I'm going to be able to give you much more description than that at this point. That's where the play was started. And that's where we're going to go. It looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 6. The ball was spotted at the same spot as the last play, where it was 2nd and 6. So we'll go with that. 3rd and 6 from the 40. Let's see if Methacton can pick this up. Marola throws to the far sideline. He was looking for, I think, Gumieni, another flag on the play, as Marola might have been hit. Personal foul, roughing the passer on OJR. That's going to give Methacton a first down. Marola looks to be okay as he comes to the sideline. So the flags have come back here, certainly a theme of the game. We had 16 penalties through 3 quarters and several more flags here in the 4th. We are only 8:21 left still, so only less than 4 minutes into the quarter. But it is a 1st and 10 now for Methacton at the OJR 25. Marola, screen pass to Gumieni. Picks up, it's like 4 yards down to the 21.
Justin Gumieni with the reception, 44-yard gain.
Be 2nd and 6. Methacton continues to operate the no huddle and has had some success with that in this game and particularly on this drive. Marola drops back, fires over the middle, looking for Gumieni again. But Ryan Lewiski, the linebacker for OJR, was there to defend the pass. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Why did it when you said that? You have no idea. Unbelievable.
Methacton huddles up and comes to the line now. 7:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers to each side. It's Marola firing to the near side, but it's knocked down. And that was number 76, Austin Ramsey, in at defensive end. Got a hand on that ball.
Number 76, Austin Ramsey.
And it certainly is a challenge for Marola to throw over a 6'5" defensive end. Now, big 4th down play as Methacton keeps the offense on the field. 7:53 to go, 4th and 6 from the OJR 21-yard line. Marola's going to pass, looks across the middle, and it's complete for a 1st down to Justin Gumieni.
Good catch by Justin Gumieni for a 1st down.
Ball down to the 10-yard line, an 11-yard gain for Methacton. And the Warriors have some life here and still alive with 7:46 to go. 1st down and goal from the 10. It's Carfrey with the handoff and ahead of steam up the middle. He is very close to the goal line and they signal touchdown. Touchdown, Methacton Warriors. 10-yard run by Justin Carfrey. Big score there as Methacton makes it 18-13. And you would think they would go for 2 here to make it a field goal game. So a great drive there, although it was delayed by some flags and injury. But Methacton marches down the field and responds to the touchdown that OJR just put on the board. Offense stays on. They will go for 2 here. They line up in the power I. They lined up in this formation last week on the 2-point conversion. I think they gave it to Ryan Cassidy last week. This time it's Marola rolling out, and he looks for Cassidy in the end zone and makes a great one-handed catch for the touchdown.
Ryan Cassidy with the great pass.
Ryan Cassidy got a hand on it and pulled it down on the near side. Kept the foot in bounds. A great play there.
OJ Roberts, 18, Methacton 15.
And that brings it to within 3 points on the connection from Marola to Cassidy. 18-15 OJR. Methacton is fighting. 7:37 to go, and this is anybody's ball game right now, where it looked like OJR was taking over for a bit. Took the 12-7 lead and then went up 18-7, but Methacton with a big drive to come back and cut the lead to 3.
Let's go!
Methacton getting out for the kickoff. It will be Ryan Cassidy doing it all here. Catching the 2-point conversion, and now, once again, his 2nd kickoff of the game. It's a line drive, bouncing kick down, fielded at the 32 by Avery Grimm, and he is tackled at the 38-yard line. Caden Smith on the tackle for Methacton.
Wildcats to the 40-yard line, 1st down.
And the Methacton defense takes the field again, looking for a big stop and to give the ball back to their offense.
Sorry about coughing on that.
No worries.
Crowd is energized by the score. 5 wide receivers for OJR. It is Grimm in the backfield as they ran this play before, and he comes out to the near side and breaks free down to the 35 to the 30, breaks the tackle to the 25, and finally brought down at the 21-yard line. A big run there for the Wildcats. 35-yard run by Avery Grimm. As they have lined him up in the backfield with no quarterback a couple times, giving him the direct snap and just let him find a hole, and that's what he did down the near side. I believe that's the longest run of the game by either team so far, a 35-yarder for Grimm. He had 137 yards last week in the Wildcats' win against Boyertown. Motion here from OJR, and it's Catrone, handoff. This time to Hunter Rhodes into the game at running back, giving Grimm a breather on the sideline. He gains a couple yards, and it'll set up a, call it 2nd and 8 here. Clock rolling down now, 6.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. OJR with a 3-point lead, but looking to extend on that here. It's Catrone in the shotgun with, I believe, Rhodes still to his right. Grossi on the jet sweep. Comes to the right side. Methacton looked ready for that. And they make the play. Oh, and the ball is loose. It comes out and Methacton recovers. Grossi fumbled the ball. And it was recovered by the Warriors.
First down, Methacton.
Looked like it was Dan Meyer who recovered that fumble for Methacton, and that is a huge play here as they take over at their own 10-yard line. OJR looked like they were going in for a possible score there, but nice play by the defense to force another turnover. That is, I believe, the 3rd turnover. They had 2 interceptions earlier, and now that fumble recovery. Methacton's defense doing a real nice job out there tonight. 6:03 to play now. Methacton takes over. 1st and 10 from their 10. Cassidy in motion, and the give goes to Carfree, running right behind Cassidy and busts out to the 15-yard line. 5-yard gain on the play.
5-yard gain by Justin Carfree.
Methacton is going to go back to the huddle. Sure, they'd like nothing more than a time-consuming drive that ends in a touchdown here for the Warriors, but they've got a lot of field to cover to make that happen. 2nd and 5 now. Marola barks some instructions. Takes the snap and hands it again to Carfree. Doesn't get much on that play. Might even be a loose ball. We'll see. See what happens. It is Methacton has the ball, no fumble.
Hand off to Carfree for a short gain.
No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5. 5:08 now left in the game. Methacton has done a nice job converting 3rd downs today. And this is a big one.
Hold your blocks now. Hold them.
Marola looks to the near side. He's got Matthew Blakemore, who makes the catch. Question is, was it far enough for the 1st down? It's right on the sticks. Looks a little short now that I see that angle. Just short of the 19-yard line. About be 4th and 1 or 1.5. They are going to punt, pinned deep back in their own territory. So they got the pass out there to Blakemore, but wasn't deep enough to get the 1st down. 4:17 and running as Methacton lines up for the punt. It'll be Marola with Avery Grimm deep. Oh, and it's a fake! Marola passes to Justin Gumieni on the near side, and it is incomplete. Had him open. An incomplete pass as Methacton going for the surprise play there on 4th down. The fake punt, but it is incomplete. And OJR will take over on downs with the ball at the Methacton 19-yard line. And the Warriors are going to have to rely on their defense here for another big stop.
First down. OJR.
So a gutsy call by Coach Dan Lotier. Figuring with only 4 minutes left, they probably needed to keep that drive going. And they did have the play. Play was there. And now it is Wildcats ball, and it is Catrone handing off to Hunter Rhodes. Not much there, as he is smothered by the Methacton defense. Dan Meyer in on the stop, as well as Jude Wozniak.
I'm going to call it the 17.
Ball is spotted at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 8. And the OJR is going to try to take as much time off the clock as they can on this drive. They are already in field goal range, you would think. Oh, it looked like a false start there, and they call it. Yeah, it was Ryan Lewiski, number 43 on OJR. Started in motion, stopped, and then went again. So that'll back them up 5 yards, and more importantly for Methacton, it'll stop the clock. We are over 100 yards in penalties, so just for OJR. So I don't know if that gets anybody a free Frosty, but it's not a positive stat. 3:22 to go. It'll be 2nd and 13. Back at the Methacton 22 now. 5 wide receivers into the game. They go spread, and they will run it. It's Catrone, takes it, but hit in the backfield. Initially, it was Mario Diodasi, and it was, I think, Josh Cancro finished the job on the near side. He is tackled for a loss. Good play by Methacton. We'll see if the Warriors are going to use any of their timeouts here, but the clock is winding down. Under 3 minutes to go. Methacton has 3 timeouts. It's 3rd and 12 now. Ball at the Methacton 21-yard line. Wildcats taking their time. Play clock down under 15 seconds, and they will take as much time off the clock as they can. They line up. Looks like Hunter Rhodes still in the backfield. Wonder if Avery Grimm got injured on that long run, or if they're just giving Rhodes some time. It's Catrone rolls out to the far side, complete to DiNardo. Breaks 1 tackle, and taken down short of the 1st down.
Catrone with the pass to DiNardo.
And now I believe Methacton will take a timeout, as it'll be 4th down. 2:22 to go. Trying to get the read here on the spot. It is a timeout for Methacton. It's going to be 4th and 1. So an interesting call here for Coach Rich Kolka on the OJR sideline. Kick the field goal or go for it. Try to ice the game. Given the way the OJR has run the ball so far today, I would not be surprised to see them go for it here. And even if they don't get it, force Methacton to go the length of the field with 2 minutes to go for a field goal. They've had success with lining up in that spread offense and snapping it either directly to the running back or having Catrone sneak it. So we'll see what they draw up on the sideline. Methacton cheerleaders doing a great job on the sideline, keeping the home crowd fired up. Big play coming up here. They will need the energy. So call it 4th and 2 at the Methacton 11. Methacton now has 2 timeouts. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Been an exciting one here at Methacton Stadium. The home opener here for the Warriors. And the home crowd is hoping that there's some magic left in the Warriors here. The official kicks the ball. What did that ball ever do to him? All right, they are going for it, and they line up in that spread with 1 person behind the center. It is Catrone who is hit in the back. Oh, and he breaks the tackle. Actually, it's Avery Grimm breaks the tackle and goes into the end zone. Oh, a roller coaster play for Methacton as they had Grimm stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to wiggle his way through the tackle and fight his way to the end zone. Really nice run there by Avery Grimm. And Methacton, for a second, looked like they had turned the ball over on downs. So it's 24-15 on the touchdown by Avery Grimm, his second of the game. At least the second. Yeah. And they line up for the extra point here. Looks like Ned Burgess. Oh my gosh. Sorry, no, it's Carson Johnson. He's been kicking the whole time. And it is another flag here. It's Carson Johnson as the kicker here for OJR. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is blocked. Looked like Chris Augustine broke through the line there with the block. Josh Cankro and Jude Wozniak were also there. And makes it a 9-point game, 2:12 to go. So Methacton's going to need to get a quick touchdown and then an onside kick if they have any hopes of pulling this one out. Certainly one of the better matchups between the two teams in the history of the rivalry. I mentioned the last time Methacton won was 2016. That was a 14-12 game, but several games in the history have been very lopsided one way or the other. This one has been very exciting, back and forth, treating the home crowd to a good game here tonight. Avery Grimm, impressive stat line once again. He's over 100 yards for the second straight game. He's 15 rushes for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. So a really strong game for Grimm as OJR is looking to go 2-0. But Methacton still has 2 minutes and 12 seconds to say something about that. Carfree and Caden Smith back to return the kick for Methacton. It's J.P. DePori who sends a squibber to the middle, and it again is picked up by DJ Bollinger on the far side at the 30 and brings it up about 4 yards. The freshman has gotten a good amount of action here in his first home game for the Warriors. Big reception earlier and a couple kick returns. Methacton offense comes back on the field. Down 9. Looking to get a quick score here. Ball's at the 34-yard line. And you would expect Marola to take to the air here, although they certainly could mix in a run to Carfree, take advantage of maybe a soft OJR defense. Throw is for Carfree out of the backfield. A flag comes in. Could be pass interference on Lewiski. We'll see what the call is. It's going to be holding on the defense. Probably on the receiver. There's exactly 2 minutes left in the game now. The refs are counting off the penalty. It'll be a 10-yard penalty, moving the ball all the way out to the 40, pretty much the 45-yard line, and give Methacton a first down with much better field position. So, and another penalty flag thrown as we are looking to set a record here. I'm not sure what that record is, but we have unsportsmanlike conduct on sideline violation on the OJR sideline. Giving him the business, I suppose. Can't hear it over here, but probably wouldn't want it to go out over the air. Marola in the shotgun. 1st and 10. He drops back. OJR player breaks through the line, but Marola presence of mind to get the ball out to the near side, complete to Brian Dickey.
Mike Marola to pass, completion to Brian Dickey.
It might have been Ryan Lewiski on the pressure, coming from the far side. Ball was out at the, now into OJR territory at the 46, 9-yard gain. Marola dropped way back to throw that ball and found Dickey on the near sideline. Now it's Marola who takes it on the keeper under center and moves it forward. Easy first down for Methacton down to the 37-yard line. And they keep going no huddle here, 1:48 to go. Marola under center and kills it to stop the clock with 1:45. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. So Methacton needs a quick score here, and then some luck on an onside kick.
7 minutes.
They come to the line, 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 at the top. Carfree in the backfield, Marola in the shotgun. Drops back, he's looking down the field. Oh, and the pass is dropped. Looked like a surefire interception there, but it was dropped in the secondary by Matt Catrone. There is another flag on the ground. It's on Methacton. Looks like a hold. Official calls the timeout. 1:38 to go. They're going to accept that penalty to make it 2nd and 20 back at the 50-yard line.
Should be the 48. Oh, no, I guess not.
Penalties from the spot of the foul, so they move it back to the 50. 1:38 to go. Methacton comes to the line. 2nd and 22. Marola drops back 3. OJR defensive linemen break through, but Marola is able to find Carfree on the near sideline. Short pickup, but much better than the disaster that would have happened if he had been sacked back on his own side of the field. Carfree with the reception, and he is able to get out of bounds to stop the clock.
43.
It'll be a long 3rd down now for Methacton.
3rd and long from the 43-yard line.
Of course, 4 down territory for the Warriors, but let's see if they can pick it up here on this 3rd down. It's Marola again, dropping back to pass. Lewiski on pursuit and fires it on the numbers to Justin Gumieni. Great pass by Marola and a nice job by Gumieni to haul it in. 1 yard short of the 1st down, maybe a yard and a half short. It's going to be 4th down here. Big play.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stopped the clock and it shouldn't go. That's on me. Yeah. That's on me.
They're probably going to tell you to put 10
Yeah,
seconds
yeah.
off it.
Yep. Okay. Down.
We're going to roll 10 seconds off the clock. As it didn't go after that play. We have 1:16 to go. Methacton, big 4th down and 2 here. Let's see if they can pick it up. Marola takes the snap. He's looking to throw again. And it's off the hands of Gumieni. And caught by Brian Dickey. Incredible play. As Gumieni was the intended receiver, he was defended and the ball hit off his arm. And Dickey, presence of mind to pick that up. Huge 1st down for Methacton. Now Marola drops back. They don't kill the clock. He's looking for the touchdown over the middle. Oh, almost picked off. I think that was Matt Catrone, and actually a great defensive play there by Methacton to knock that out of his hands. Looks like Carfree, I think, or I think that was Justin Carfree to knock that away from a would-be interception. So 2nd and 10 now. Methacton not going easily here. They are, for a second, they looked like they were going to kick a field goal. Tyler Reddy was out on the field. And now it is the offense back on the field, and Marola in the shotgun, dropping back. Everyone's coming from OJR. He looks in the corner for Blakemore. Oh, just high over his head. Blakemore dove high into the air, trying to pull that one in. Just a little too far for him. And the Wildcats off defensive line is just firing away here as they've got pressure on the last few plays. They know Marola has to drop back, and they are going after him. 54 seconds to go in regulation. 24-15, OJR. Tyler Whale Casper comes into the game for Methacton. And they go with 2 wide receivers to the top, 3 wide receivers to the top. Marola, there's a flag over the middle. He had Dickey off his hands, incomplete. Let's see what the flag is.
For Ryan Dickey, incomplete. There is a flag on the play.
Came out very early.
We are going to get our lights turned off on us in 2 minutes.
Seriously?
Here's the call from the officials. A false start on the offense. I think it was one of the receivers. That'll back him up 5 yards. And it'll be 3rd down. Third and 15 from the 20.
The lights are going to go out. Play football now.
So now Methacton comes out. Marola is flanked by his 2 running backs, Cassidy and Carfrey, for some extra protection, but he airs it out to the far side. He's got Dickey in the back of the end zone, just a little too far. Marola's had 2 good throws here, but just tough throws to the back quarters of each end zone. And it's going to be 4th and 15. 43 and a half seconds to go. There's a timeout. There's an injured player. It is Matthew Blakemore down at the 7-yard line. And this game has been very uneven. I would think, Methacton had a lot of momentum coming down the field here, but some flags and some stoppages have derailed some momentum. They are lining up a field goal attempt. With the ball at the 20-yard line, it would be a 37-yarder.
There we go. Come on, money.
So Tyler Reddy is ready to go here with the kick. The snap is high. It's put down by Gumieni. A good kick from Reddy, and it's just short. Oh, looked like it was going to get the curl inside the far post, but it is no good. From 37 yards. Reddy hit from 32 last week. And that should just about do it for this one, as now Methacton down 9 with 38 seconds to go, but teams coming out onto the field. Methacton has 2 timeouts. I don't think that's enough to stop the clock here, as the Wildcats will likely go into victory formation. I'd like to thank a few people here that made this broadcast possible. Jeffrey Musselman on the play clock, former district champion baseball coach. I'd like to thank former head wrestling coach Mr. A.J. Maida on the scoreboard. Former athletic coordinator Mr. Joseph R. Boxman is the PA announcer. JV girls volleyball coach and overall great guy Mr. Jonathan Conran on the spotter on the booth. Head basketball coach Mr. Patrick Lockard, and former lacrosse coach and math department chair Mr. Nathaniel Ryan are our game managers tonight. Thanks to Principal Dr. Sorgini for all that he does for Methacton. And a huge shout out to Mr. Bill Clark from the Methacton TV studio and Mrs. Amanda Kelly, who made this production all happen for our Methacton community. Also like to shout out to Mark Constable, who wasn't able to be here tonight. Longtime PA announcer for Methacton and a wealth of knowledge of Methacton football. Thanks for all his help. And also, we have to thank our cameraman, We have Willie Cavallo and Ryan Kempster doing the camera for you, bringing you all of the Methacton action here tonight. And that'll be the game. 24-15, Wildcats win, move to 2-0. Methacton takes the loss and falls to 1-1.
Join us next week as the Warriors will take on rival Boyertown at 7 p.m.
Join us again next week when Methacton hosts Boyertown at 7 p.m. for the homecoming game. I believe we'll be streaming that game through the NFHS platform, so keep an eye on Methacton News and social media for the instructions to catch that broadcast. For now, this is Brad Wolf signing off from Methacton High School Stadium. Have a great weekend, everybody.